Well, hello and welcome to another RiderCamTV video. And today you catch us in Portugal and we're heading over to Spain today through national parks. And I thought it was an ideal opportunity to talk about the QuadLock system. Now, you would have seen a QuadLock video a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago where we reviewed the system of QuadLocks, and I have to say it's an awesome system. Really gives you a lot of confidence when you put your phone there. And I thought what I'd do is give a bit of an update. So this is day 9 of our 12-day tour through Spain and Portugal, up and over mountains, through glorious scenery. And I've had my iPhone attached on here. Now, bearing in mind, in my head there's a big thing about putting £1,000 worth of phone on your handlebars that is just exposed. Now, luckily I haven't had to use the poncho that goes over the top because the weather's been so good, but I have used obviously the iPhone X case, and I have to say that not only does the QuadLock hold the phone so solidly, I've got no problems with putting my phone on there. The case is really lovely. It's not bulky, so with your phone in the case, it hasn't got a huge amount of bulk because it's got that QuadLock system on the back, so slipping it into your pocket, it really isn't a problem, and it sits in your pocket really quite nice. The case is really good. It's got cutouts for all of your buttons on your phone, and they can be easily operated without issue at all. The case also works with wireless charging, so you have to be a little bit more intricate in making sure that it's in exactly the right spot, but it does charge perfectly without an issue, same as any other case, or same as the Tech 21 case that I had on the phone previously. And I also use a Belkin glass shield or screen protector that was put on by Stormfront when I bought the phone, and that doesn't interfere, or the case doesn't interfere with that either, which is really good. Now, the only issue that I do have, and it's not with the QuadLock system, it's about touring with your mobile phone on your handlebars. Now, obviously, if you're used to a keyless ride, you have to remember to take it off, and if somebody knows how to take it off, they can whip it off. But you know, that's not an issue. The main issue is the fact that having the phone on the dashboard or on the handlebars in really hot countries, especially when you're like talking 30-40 degrees. I have known friends that have used iPhones and other phones for satellite navigation, and although they work extremely well because you've got the plethora of navigation apps open and at your fingertips, and in some cases things like Google Maps and Waze and Copilot and things like that can outperform the Garmin or the TomTom, purely because they've got the addition to having the data through your data plan, the extra searches available. You can then call people straight from that screen. You can find different things really, really easily, and sometimes the maps are a little bit more accurate because they get updated with the app updates rather than you having to plug in your sat nav and make sure that the sat nav's updated. So that's, you know, and with those people, like I was saying, get carried away with these lovely corners. But those couple of people that had used them, especially when I went with a friend to Innsbruck a few years ago, his phone, I mean, it was 35-36 degrees, and his phone overheated because it was exposed to all the elements, and that caused quite an issue because we had to then sit and wait for the phone to cool down. Now, I'm guessing that there is nothing that you can do about that, and it's certainly not QuadLock's fault or problem to fix. But that's the only kind of issue that I have with having the phone on the handlebars. From a tour guide's perspective, it's been invaluable because during the day we've got all of our clients that are riding, and if there is any issues, I have my Bluetooth headset connected to my sat nav that's connected to my phone. So I can take calls. Making calls I would always stop because it's just a faff and I find it a little bit dangerous. However, if, like with so many people these days, they seem to text, and unless you set like I do, I set a text tone for my clients for each trip, so I know that I know it's them that's text because it's a different tone. So then I can stop and then I can have a look. However, with this setup, if I get a text, I can just turn the phone to portrait mode. And the reason I have it on landscape mode is because portrait mode obscures, and it's only the angle that I've got it at, obscures some of the dashboard details that I want to see. So I kind of keep it in a landscape position. And then if I get a text, I can turn it round. Now the good thing about the iPhone 10 is that I can flip my helmet up, and because I'm not wearing sunglasses, although it does work a lot of the time with sunglasses, I can just tap the screen and then just look at the phone, and it will unlock, and using facial recognition, which is really good. And then I can just see who the text is from, and if the text is from somebody that needs a bit of help or is one of the clients, then I can stop and then read the text. I mean, I wouldn't look and read the text, although when you do turn the phone round, even with it unlocked, it will tell you that you've got a text from somebody. It just won't tell you the content. So I then stop and just make sure that everything's okay, and then I can carry on with the trip. And it kind of makes the job of a tour guide a little bit more seamless, having the phone on the handlebars. Now, we haven't had rain at all this trip so far. I don't want to tempt fate, but the poncho that comes with it really fits well around the case. It doesn't affect the screen protector either, and I think that it would keep the phone really well protected because it like wraps around the back and also has a cover for the camera. The only thing that I have found is that you can't use your finger to control the screen. Now you can, I would say you can use it if you haven't got a screen protector on there, but with the screen protector on there, I can use these gloves specifically because they've got leather on there to open the phone. But with the poncho on there, it's just a little bit too thick to enable me to do that. But none of those are QuadLock's issues. What I have found about the QuadLock is that they're so easy to fit. They sit really well, they're really minimal, so unless you know what the QuadLock is, you don't really know what it is. Without an Allen key, it's really difficult to take off other than breaking it, so I'm not worried about somebody thieving the bracket itself. And it's really stable, really stable. I've got every confidence that I can just leave my phone on there all the time and it's going to be safe and sound. And if you are going to be thinking about using your sat-nav your phone as a sat-nav to navigate, instead of the BMW one or instead of other makes of sat-nav, you can get the smaller, almost like the mirror mount, and mount it up there, so it is actually there. And then obviously you can put like a cover or something over, even if it's a bit of plastic, to just try and keep the heat out. But I thought I'd just give a very, very quick update as to how I found the QuadLock system. I do think the QuadLock system is one of the, if not the best system to have my phone on my bike. And you know, it's about £105 for the entire kit, for the handlebar kit and the case. Now bear in mind you've spent £1,000 upwards on a phone, specifically the iPhone I'm talking about, but even the Samsung devices are quite expensive. To pay £105, £110 or thereabouts with euros, actually that's a small price. It's a very, very small price to pay to make sure that your very expensive device that has your life on it is secured properly. So I really like it. It's got the thumbs up from RiderCamTV. So if you like the video, or if you use QuadLock, give us a comment down below. Remember to give us a massive like, it does help us a ton, and hit that subscribe button that will be there, and we will see you in the next video.